Oh no, I almost missed my cue. What's up, people? And welcome to the Friday show, the Morning Night Live. We'll turn that music down a little bit so you can hear better. Hi, how y'all doing? Happy Friday. And it's also, well, maybe I'll just tell you when I get to the special day thing. But I'll tell you right now. It's the Bill of Rights Day. Because this, 232 years ago today, the Bill of Rights was ratified in the first Congress, whatever, the Continental Constitutional Convention, whatever. It was ratified today. So this is a big day for most Americans, although most Americans probably don't even know that it is the Bill of Rights Day, December 15th. What was the date? It's December 15th. Wait, what happened to that? I had a tab open for it. I got a notification. I got that. What the hell happened here? Well, it's going to be one of those days, I can tell, because I'm missing stuff. Anyway, I'm having mouse problems, too. I don't know if I need a battery or what, but it's causing me hell. And so we'll just deal with it. But for now, let's just do the show. It's going to be a weird show today because I have all these tabs open, but I don't know if I'm going to talk about any of it. I may just talk to you. But it is also Q&A day, so get ready for that. Anyway, Johnny, will you do me a favor? Play the intro. Stop this music. Play the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only Dawg Knight.
Yes! Let's go! Stop the music! And good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I am your host, Marty, also known as Dawg Knight on the internet. And welcome back to the Dawg Knight Channel. Did I say not? Dawg Knight Channel on this Friday, the 15th of December, 2023. 9 more shopping days until Christmas. And then we have the celebration of it's not the biggest, it's not really the biggest celebration in the church, but in most church, well, I mean, it is, but it isn't. I mean, it became this, kind of funky holiday. But Easter is really supposed to be the bigger feast. But anyway, we enjoy Christmas, too, for those people who celebrate Christmas. And not even the secular Christmas celebrators enjoy the holiday. So anyway, let's just get into it, because I don't have a lot to say ahead of time. I am going to let's put the Q&A up. And today's Q&A, let's see, what will we put in the Q&A today? Well, no, it still Ask Me Anything. It's the Ask Me Anything Q and A. I'll put the separate link there. You can drop the... Okay, I'll just put ... You can drop the questions over in the question section of the Q&A. But right now, let's just say hi to everybody. First, the chat on Rumble. Why is this sticking? I do have a cup of reparations. I'm said it twice. It's in the Budapest cup when we were in Hungary, as opposed to I am hungry. Maybe I'll just put it on the desk, because it's sticking to I have a mat here that I put my coffee on, or whatever it is, and it's sticking to the mat. Oh, there you go. No, it's not. Can you tell? I'm really super tired, by the way. I've been sitting here. I don't even know why I'm late today in the show, because I was here in plenty of time, but I kept falling asleep during the prep, because I'm working these overnight things at UPS. I start at 10 o'clock and I work up until about 7:38 here, my time. And then I do prep, like come home and run downstairs, do prep, and do the show. And today I'm just gassed. I did not get a lot of sleep before before I went to work last night. Maybe 3 or 4 hours, and it's just not working. So anyway, hit the like button, share the stream. If you want to sponsor the show, you can do that at Streamlabs links. They'll be in the chat there somewhere, and we'll just go with it. But the first in the chat over on Rumble is Mr. Avocados Diabli, who gets the bell. And, of course, good morning to our friend Jimmy Das Hotep over there, too. Tap in there. there we go. I told you it's going to be a rough morning. Plus, my mouse is not working right. On Rumble, or excuse me, on YouTube, first in chat, is also Avocados Diablo, who even beat me to the show. So we'll give you a duh for that one, too. Because my mouse wasn't working. I set it up, and then the little cursor wouldn't go over there. It was kind of annoying. Also, good morning to Tara Alexander, the gentleman Leech. Was that adequate? I'm in a weird mood, man. It's just my eyes are not staying up. Gosh, I'm even Joe Bidening.
Come on, man.
Anyway, also good morning, Jimmy Das Hotep over on YouTube too, and Somnambul Nation, and James Stoner, Lord Stanhope, Simon Wolfwood, Attack Alpaca, Reaction Puerto Rico, you lovely island. What? Some Friday trivia. Dolph Drago Lundgren has a master's in chemical engineering, was a European full-contact karate champion, and was part of the SOF Ranger unit within the Swedish Amphibious Corps. And he also went to MIT. Yeah, he's brilliant. He might be the smartest actor on the planet. He's a brilliant human being, and very talented in many ways. And he even sings and dances. He had a variety show. Didn't he have a variety show in the Netherlands for a while, too? Something like that. Or maybe it was in Sweden, but it was all in English, and it was pretty wild. Him singing and dancing too, and he's like 6'6", and just even now in his old age, he's still built like a brick shithouse. Anyway, also good morning to Trippy Liberty. What's up, brother? Let's see. And Lindsay, what's up? Cynical Lindsay, the Cynical Geeks in the house. K Show's in the house, and wait, whatever you do, Marty, do not use fireworks. Yeah, I'm not going to use any fireworks. I'm not going to... Wait, don't shoot... No, shoot bottle rockets out of your... No! We're not doing that. Why are we talking about my butt? I don't even know. I don't get it. Yo, wrench people, who does YouTube love more? Fauci or NDT? Who is NDT? I don't know. Bill O'Reilly's. Oh, good God. Featuring Fearing Irishman. No. I think Stephen Hawking was the smartest actor. Oh, good Lord. What? No. Anyway, it's going to be one of those days. I can tell already. Anyway, let's say, thank you real quick to Jimmy Das Hotep and Another Guy V. Another Guy V, that's a new person following me on Twitter. And is that someone who just opened a new Twitter account? I'm not sure. Is that someone who's been here for a while? But Another Guy lost in space on a big rock surrounded by water and sand. Thank you for retweeting the show. Also, Scribe Light, Dog Thrapple. I don't know if you're here, Scribe, but good to see you. And good morning, Cindy Bishop. What's happening? Oh, Neil deGrasse Tyson. No. Who was the choices between? Who does YouTube love more, Fauci or Neil deGrasse Tyson? Oh, that's a tough one. Probably Neil deGrasse Tyson, because he at least will talk to people. Fauci will he's not afraid to talk to people who don't agree with him. He was on with Bill Maher, and Bill Maher kind of read him the riot act one day. That was actually pretty cool. I wish I could see that again. All right. Anyway, let's get into the show. I didn't really do many trending topics, and the ones I did, I accidentally shut down. What the hell was I thinking here? Oh, wait, maybe if I go back on this one, it'll get me back to where, oh, there it is. There it is. So, hey, we always try to talk about a special day. And today's special day is Bill of Rights Day, December 15th, Bill of Rights. And the reason they call today the Bill of Rights, the First Amendments, the 10 first 10 amendments to the Constitution were ratified on December 15th, 1791. It consists of notions like freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of the press, right to protest, and equal protection under the law. And other people saying the Bill of Rights proposed by James Madison was ratified on this day in 1791. The First Amendment now should make no law respecting it. I can't read it because his head's in the way. But yeah, this is a big day for America, and we don't really talk about it that much, and it's unfortunate because I think it's important. People to understand how our Constitution really works doesn't seem to be that important to anybody anymore, unless they want to end a pregnancy, and then that's not even part of it. So, oh God, this day's not going to go well. All right, and then the other things trending, I don't care. Like, who is it? Mark Meadows trending. And the former chief of staff of the White House. And apparently he is arguing before the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals court as to why the Georgia charges against him should be removed to federal court, taken out of state court and moved to federal court. Two of the judges seem skeptical so far of Mark Meadows' view of his official duties. And then someone here says, this is a couple hours ago, a binder containing highly classified information related to Russian election interference went missing at the end of Trump's presidency, raising alarms among intel officials, sources tell. Now, this is interesting. I saw this, and there seems to be... When I read this, I know everyone on the left's gonna be like, "Oh, Trump stole some more classified documents," and what people on the right should be thinking, if they're thinking like me, the classified documents case that they have against Trump right now down in Florida. I'm wondering if when they say this is highly classified information related to Russian election interference, this was the information of all the intelligent people who lied and cheated and whatever to get, to start this Russia thing, right? So he goes on and he has this little thing here, whatever that is. This is CNN. Oh, wait, is this a story from CNN? Oh, here it is. The mystery of the missing binder, how a collection of raw Russian intelligence disappeared under Trump. A binder containing highly classified information related to Russian election interference went missing at the end of Donald Trump's presidency, raising alarms among intelligence officials that some of the most closely guarded national security secrets from the U.S. and its allies could be exposed, sources familiar with the matter told CNN. I'm curious. And I look at the writers on this, and there's three people in this group of whatever who stand out as Trump-hating CNN people. That would be Natasha Bertrand, Zachary Cohen, and Jeremy Herb. I mean, they wrote negative stuff about Trump all the time for CNN, so I was always curious. Anyway, its disappearance, which has not been previously reported, was so concerning that intelligence officials briefed Senate Intelligence Committee leaders last year about the missing materials and the government's effort to retrieve them, sources said. Everyone's favorite source. In the 2+ years since Trump left office, the missing intelligence does not appear to have been found. The binder containing raw intelligence the U.S. and its NATO allies collected on Russian agents, including sources and methods that inform the U.S. government's assessment that Russian President Vladimir Putin sought to help Trump win this 2016 election. Sources tell CNN. The intelligence was so sensitive that lawmakers and congressional aides with top security clearances were able to review the material only at CIA headquarters in Langley, Virginia, where their work scrutinizing it was itself kept locked safe. Now, I'm fascinated by this article already for a couple reasons. One, some sources are telling them about this, and these sources, whenever I see a group of 5 authors getting a scoop like this, it makes me wonder, if this has been fed to them as opposed to gently leaked. As in fed to them on purpose with a purpose. Because, they are doing everything they can to, do an end around on Trump and try to remove him from presidential contention. And so when I see an article like this and it's sources say, and whatever, if it was locked up so securely, it makes me wonder who could have actually disappeared. Yeah, I wondered that too. So anyway, the binder was last seen in the White House during Trump's final days in office. Really? It was seen in the White House. This binder of highly sensitive material was just seen in the White House. It just happened to be in the White House. The former president ordered it brought there so he could declassify a host of documents related to the FBI Russia investigation. And that's where I think the intelligence officials probably are the most concerned about this, because, it may expose some dirty MFers in there. That's what I'm thinking. Good morning, Yankee Pony, my favorite Canadians in the house. So, so obviously, and then with Mark Meadows being on trial or in his appeal on whether or not his case will go through the state court in Georgia or the federal court, they're saying now also that Cassidy Hutchinson said the binder had been kept in Trump's chief of staff, Mark Meadows' safe, and that she saw him leave with it from the White House. Quote, I'm almost positive it went home with Mr. Meadows, Hutchinson told the January 6th committee, according to transcripts released last year. So this is just everything about this sounds typical dirty Washington stuff. Now, and then also someone said yesterday that Mark Meadows granted immunity to testify in Trump's election denying trial in D.C. I don't know this is ABC News. I'm not going to play that. Democracy docket happening now. The 11th Circuit is hearing Mark Meadows' request to move his Fulton County, Georgia election subversion charges from state court to federal court. The lower court rejected his petition to do that. So we'll see what happens with that. But, a couple topics with Mark Meadows on it. All right, let's go to the next one here. What is this? Oh, apparently they found another, a 5th example of plagiarized work by, what's her name? Something Gay. I don't know what her gay is. But apparently there's Carol Swain, they call her a black scholar, who says Harvard president plagiarized her work, is livid as a 5th example emerges. So there's this new article in Zero Hedge, and I'll have this in the links today. Harvard President Claudine Gay has been caught plagiarizing 5 academic papers, nearly half of her entire scholarly output, a sin that would seemingly be fatal to anyone else in her position. One of the academics who was plagiarized, former Professor Carol Swain, is pissed after Harvard gave Gay a pass on what would have resulted in severe punishment and or expulsion for anyone else, as Town Hall's Christopher Rufo reports. Quote, I rarely get angry, but I'm angry, Swain wrote on X, right now about the racial double standards that are temporarily giving Claudine Gay an opportunity to resign. White progressives created her, and white progressives are protecting her, and the rest of us have had to work our rear ends off to achieve success. Some get it handed to them. So that's what she tweeted. Rufo interviewed Swain, who said that the plagiarism went far beyond a few paragraphs and that Gay's whole research agenda, her whole career, was based on my work. Now, I don't know what Carol Swain's research has been on, but she's saying that. Let's see. She became president at Harvard and got recognition as being the first black president. I don't believe her record warranted tenure. And I believe that I had to meet a much higher standard than she did, she told Rufo, adding something changed in the mid-1990s when we were having a big affirmative action debate. Rufu asked Swain what she thought would happen to a white person under these circumstances, to which she replied, "A white male." What the hell?
You're fucking a white male.
Would probably have already been gone. Now, Carol Swain's, hi TC, what's up? And Zed the Snarky. I like Carol Swain, but she's also the one that said Lawrence Jones was a diversity hire at Fox News, and Lawrence Jones is a great journalist, and he has his own show, and his show's pretty good. I don't think that was necessary for her to say that, but one of the victims of her plagiarism is Carol Swain, and so Carol Swain's upset. Hello, Johnny Hellcat, the original viewer of the Morning Night Live. So anyway, there you go. They found another example of her plagiarizing other people's work. All right. Now, in an effort to be able to get to the Q&A today, even though I have 6,000 tabs open of articles, the entire show is going to be lightning round today of headlines. And maybe we'll do a one-liner here or there. We'll maybe read a first paragraph, but we're going to get through just a lot of things that are happening in the news. There's a lot of things happen over in the Israel-Gaza conflict. There's a lot of things happening in education. There's a lot of things happening everywhere. And it's a possibility. You never know what happens. Sometimes people drop articles and links and whatever. So we'll see how that goes. But before we move on, just a reminder, it is Funky Friday. And on Funky Friday, when we do Super Chats, we have a little funk. And we have our first sponsor of the day. So we'll do it with a little funk. Thank you, Jimmy Das Hotep, dropping a small bullet in the tip jar. And Jimmy Das Hotep,
you are
the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Jimmy Das Hotep says, "Bitch, please. Joseph Rahim Biden plagiarized his way into the White House. These people are just trying to be relevant." Yes, that's exactly right. That's the perfect, yeah. Yeah, if you can plagiarize your way into the President of the United States, you can plagiarize your way to be the President of Harvard. Thank you, Jimmy Das Hotep, for sponsoring the show. You are a great American. All right, stop that music. Thank you, sir. Oh, oops, I got to put you there. Now you're on there. Now you're on the screen. There you are. Superstar sponsor of the day. All right, moving on. Like I said, it's going to be lightning rounds of headlines. I'm going to try to watch the chat. Maybe I'll just talk back and forth with y'all too. Lindsay, I'm willing to bet this bitch has career-destroying dirt on the faculty board. That would explain how blatant fraud got the top spot at Harvard. No. Look, I'm just saying right now, Harvard is in a spot that they put themselves in, especially the fact they've known since October. But they're in this spot where their priority was to Ibrahim Kendi it up and make sure that you, what do they call it? This is their version of anti-racist. Okay, what anti-racist is, Kendi, that guy. Being an anti-racist means you employ racism to fix old racism, and so they needed to have a black woman as the president of Harvard, their first black person to be a black woman. They don't take it lightly, and so the board is like, you know what? We're going to stick with her and hope this blows over, because you don't want to fire a black woman, okay? And so, and not that there are not other black women that they could hire that may not have plagiarized someone else's paper. Hey, maybe the person whose paper she plagiarized could be the president of Harvard, but whatever. Good morning, bookworm addict. How you doing? So, whatever. I mean, if it's that important to have a black woman, then find another black woman, not the one who any student would have been expelled for what she did, Anyway. All right. Like I said, it's lightning round until we get to the Q&A time, which will be about quarter after the hour. And so let's get it going. First in the news, and this, like I said, we're going to just blow through these as fast as we can. Apparently, some Hamas members have been spreading themselves thin over Europe. Hamas members arrested in Germany, Denmark, and Netherlands over suspected plot to attack Jewish community in Europe. Plot to unearth a buried Hamas weapons cache in Germany and launched terror attacks in the European Jewish community has ended in 7 arrests across the continent, Mossad says. 7 people have been arrested. Security service including Mossad, stated Thursday afternoon, with 3 in Germany, 3 in Denmark, and 1 in the Netherlands taken into custody. So they have foiled a far-reaching plot, although Germany, Netherlands, and Denmark are all, near each other. But, it's like going from Minnesota to Wisconsin to Iowa, basically. But, so that's good. They foiled that plot. Also in Breitbart, Jake Sullivan tells Israel to end the intense war in time for the presidential election. Now, this is interesting because, the White House has had many mixed messages on, we support Israel, but we want them to ceasefire, but then we also want to give aid to both Israel, and then we're going to give humanitarian aid to Gaza, which basically the Hamas people launder the money and take that, build more tunnels and buy more missiles. White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan reportedly told Israeli leaders Thursday that they should end the intense phase of fighting against Hamas in Gaza in the next few weeks, meaning right before the start of the 2024 presidential election. Well, the presidential election is a year from now, or almost a year from now. Select the boys in the house. How you doing?
Yeah,
How you doing? Anyway, and apparently Biden, and that's because Biden is suffering politically because of the war, which has split the Democratic Party. Republicans also contend that the war would never have broken out if not for Biden's weak foreign policy. There was no such wars by Hamas against Israel during Donald Trump's 4-year tenure. So that's a thing. In the Washington Free Beacon, Netflix and kill. What? Apparently there's this Palestinian woman, here in Eilat, Israel. Natalie Yohanan, a 38-year-old mother of 2, never locked the doors of her house in Nir Oz, a kibbutz near Israel's border with the Gaza Strip. There wasn't even a key. This is a woman who she hid her daughters and herself in a safe room, I think for like 8 hours. Long story short, it's in the first paragraph. On October 7th, a Gazan woman walked through Yohanan's unlocked front door and made herself at home for hours, eating, singing, and watching Netflix. Sometimes the woman served drinks to armed terrorists who stopped by for a break from the massacre that they were conducting outside. Yohanan, hiding with her family in the safe room of the house, did not get a chance to see the unwanted house guests, but she imagines the woman is a young mother like her and wonders how she could have been so cruel. Like many survivors of Hamas's surprise attack from Gaza, Yohanan no longer believes coexistence with the Palestinians is possible. So, but anyway, the mayhem's going on all around in the area where she lives. They go in their safe room and they're hiding. And while they're hiding, she hears the woman rummaging through her house and apparently stuck around and watched some movies and then stole a bunch of her jewelry. And not a good thing. The whole story is in the Washington Free Beacon. Good morning. Who was it I just saw? Someone. Those 8 real dudes in the house. Nice to see you. In the New York Post, body of hostage Ilia Toledano who was taken from the music festival has been recovered, according to the IDF. Unfortunately, she's deceased. The body of 20-year-old festival goer who was abducted and held hostage by Hamas terrorists during the October 7th rave massacre was recovered from the Gaza Strip Thursday, weeks after. Oh, that's a he. That's a man. Did I say? Wait a minute. After his friend Mia Shem was freed in the hostage swap, Elia Toledano, who had dual French and Israeli citizenship, attended the Nova Music Festival in the southern Israeli desert when he was taken, according to Times of Israel. Israeli Defense Force said Toledano's body was found while conducting operations inside Gaza and will be returned to Israel, where an identification procedure was carried out by medical officials, military rabbis, and forensic experts. So I guess they were looking for him, and he is no longer with us. They ended him. In the Free Beacon, senators moved to cut U.S. taxpayer funding for anti-Semitic Hamas-tied UN agency. The coalition of Republican senators is seeking to slash American taxpayer funding for a United Nations agency that promotes anti-Semitism and employs Hamas-linked Palestinians. Legislation introduced this week by Senator Bill Hagerty from Tennessee and 2 GOP colleagues would end U.S. funding for the UN Relief and Works Agency, which is UNRWA, an aid organization that works in the Gaza Strip and has been linked in recent weeks to Hamas's war crimes, according to a copy of the bill obtained by the Washington Free Beacon. Hey, I got an idea, senators and Congress critters and whatnot. How about taking a look at every bit of foreign aid we give and maybe paring all of it down, maybe in half or a third, or down to maybe on a quarter, or maybe not even at all? Why are we funding everyone else in the world with American taxpayers' money? I get it. You're trying to grease the skid. You're trying to grease some palms. You're trying to, spread the cheddar. But I don't. No, stop it. We've spent too much damn money already. All right, next. In Breitbart. Exclusive. IDX rejects Al Jazeera claim of a massacre in a Gaza school. So apparently, claims made. Here it is. Oh, a story. Okay. The Israeli Defense Forces have emphatically rejected claims by Al Jazeera that Israeli troops carried out a massacre of Palestinian civilians inside a school. The story has been circulating by anti-Semitic groups as evidence of Israel's atrocities in Gaza. Al Jazeera, which is funded by the Qatari government, claimed this week that Israeli forces attacked the Shadia Abu Ghazala school in northern Gaza, and that bodies were later found that had been killed execution style by the IDF, including children. So that's not a good look. If it were true, the IDF spokesman Thursday responded to a query from Breitbart, quote, "The claims made in the article on Al Jazeera are deceitful, biased, and lack any truth or foundation. After allowing the evacuation of the Gazan population, the IDF forces operated within the area of the school, where they found a significant amount of ammunition and weapons, and even encountered armed terrorists who were using civilian infrastructure and the population as human shields." So, it's hard to know who to believe, but, why would they? I don't know. I can't do it. Excuse me. Will we ever know the full truth of any of this? I don't know. In the Daily Wire, apparently there's a rabbi at Harvard who says Harvard does not have our back. Remember, Claudine Gay attended a menorah lighting ceremony at Harvard, and fortunately there were no protesters at it. Well, Rabbi Hershey Zarchi said Harvard is failing to protect the Jewish community at a Hanukkah event attended by embattled President Claudine Gay on Wednesday night. Quote, "It pains me to have to say, sadly, that Jew hate and anti-Semitism is thriving on campus," he said at the menorah lighting ceremony. 26 years, I've given my life to this community. I've never felt so alone. Gay faced calls to be ousted from her position amid a controversy, but the board said, "No, we're keeping her. We don't care about this or the plagiarism." In Breitbart, remember the Turkish member of parliament who was, maybe I didn't tell this story. So, Turkish lawmaker Hasan Bitmez of the hardline Islamist Sadat Party died in the hospital on Thursday, 2 days after he collapsed during a fiery tirade against Israel at the Turkish National Assembly. Bitmez, 54, collapsed at the climax of a 22-minute speech on Tuesday in which he criticized the government of Islamist President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and his AKP party for not taking a strong enough stance against Israel in the Gaza war. He was especially critical of Erdogan for shamelessly maintaining trade with Israel. He reportedly suffered a heart attack. So he's having this speech where he's bitching about Israel, he's bitching about Erdogan, the president, and that they're yelling and that they're killing this and that and this and that, and telling how they're all going to go to hell. And as he throws out the hell line, he has a heart attack. And apparently he has passed away. Hello, Spoonie. What's up? So, yeah. I mean, you don't want to say it's a sign from God, but oh boy, that's not good. All right, moving on. In Oakland, California, a menorah was vandalized and Jews rallied in response. A menorah set up for Hanukkah in Oakland's Lake Merritt in the heart of the city was vandalized early Wednesday, leading to condemnation by local officials and a motor rally around the lake Wednesday night by Jews with menorahs in their cars or on their cars. It sounds like a weird story, but man. And the mayor, Sheng Tao, said Oakland's Jewish community is an essential part of Oakland's diversity and strength. And the city of Oakland takes incidents like the vandalism on the Lake Merritt menorah very seriously. Read my full statement. Do we need to read that? I'll let you read it yourself. It's probably pretty boring other than, I apologize and this and that and everyone's special and yada yada. But I'm glad. How about finding the people who vandalized the menorah and arrest them? That'd be cool. Let's do that. That'd be novel. That'd be a novel thing to do in Oakland, California. How about that? Catch me outside. How about that? Anyway, the graffiti on the site read, "Your org is dying. We're going to find you. You're on a fucking alert, asshole." Parts of the menorah were thrown into the lake. Police investigated the vandalism as a hate crime, San Francisco Chronicle reported. Oakland police have launched a hate crime investigation into the toppling of a menorah at Lake Merritt, the act of vandalism that stunned residents and drew swift condemnation from elected officials. Well, that's refreshing that it drew swift condemnation. Oh, there's an update. An interfaith gathering Wednesday night dedicated a new menorah in a statement of defiance against hate, according to the Messenger. So they rallied and built a new menorah and they displayed it, and they guess they're gonna, well, they're taking care of business, right? Taking care of business. Okay. In the Daily Wire, anti-Semitic dog whistling. The Massachusetts Teachers Union slammed for saying U.S. complicit in genocide in Gaza. Ooh boy. The Massachusetts Teacher Association is under fire from teachers in the state and Jewish organizations after its board of directors voted in favor of a motion accusing the United States of helping Israel with genocide. Well, we're not really helping them. They're just there. They're just there. A smaller teacher union in the state, the Newton Teachers Association, distanced itself Tuesday from the actions taken by Massachusetts Teachers Association, which represents more than 100,000 educators in the state. It said the motion passed by the MTA's board of directors was an example of an anti-Semitic dog whistle and said that it could lead to more Jew hatred. Some will defend. What? Wait. Did they tell you what the motion was? Anywhere? Oh, here it is. Here's the motion. I'm gonna try to read this. I'm falling asleep, guys. I'm definitely gonna end the show on time today. The MTA will join in solidarity with the UAW, CTU, and other labor unions across the country in calling for an immediate and permanent ceasefire. The MTA president and vice president will urge the president of the NEA to pressure President Biden to stop funding and sending weapons to support the Netanyahu government's genocidal war. Genocidal, again, there's that word, genocidal war on Gaza. I lost my place. Oh, it's up there. On the Palestinian people in Gaza. Yeah. Yeah. Calling it genocide is odd. Because if they wanted to actually kill everybody, they could. But they're not going to. Anyway. Next. This is frightening. This poll, I saw this early this morning, and it's from a couple days ago, but it's unbelievable how stupid college students are. Heartland Rasmussen poll. Or no, this isn't even the college student one. This is about Trump, and it's off topic compared to. We're changing topics. Listen to this. Democrats are deranged about Trump. You talk about Trump derangement syndrome. 1 in 5 Democrats want Donald Trump to be permanently imprisoned, exiled, or executed if convicted over election fraud crimes. A new poll by the Heartland Institute and Rasmussen Reports found that nearly half of likely voters, 47%, believe the former president Donald Trump to be guilty of crimes associated with an alleged attempt to overturn the 2020 election. If Trump is found guilty, Democrats in particular favor harsh punishments for Trump, as well as any member of the media who also alleged that fraud tainted election results. Now, there's the one that if you didn't listen very carefully, harsh punishments for Trump, as well as any members of the media who questioned the election, as if questioning the election is a capital crime. It's uncanny. The poll is the second half of a Heartland Rasmussen poll released on December 12th, which found 1 in 5 likely voters who submitted mail-in ballots in the 2020 presidential election committed at least one form of voter fraud. When prompted with former President Donald Trump has been formally charged with crimes associated with alleged attempts to overturn the 2020 election, do you think Donald Trump is guilty or not guilty? Or are you in or are you unsure if he's guilty or not guilty? 47% of likely voters answered yes, including 72% of Democrats and 20% of Republicans. When asked what Trump's punishment should be if he is found guilty of these crimes, 34% of likely voters said he should receive a fine. 5% said he should go to prison for less than 1 year. 16% said he should go to prison 1 to 5 years. Another 16% said he should go to prison. Wait, why did they have this twice? For more than 5 years. That's the same as the sentence before. 1 to 5. More than 5 years. 7% said he should go to prison for life. Life? 3% said he should be permanently exiled. 2% said death should be his punishment. 18% selected not sure. That's frightening. That's frightening. Combined, 18% of Democrats believe Trump should either be imprisoned for life, permanently exiled, or put to death, according to the combined 3% of compared to 3% of Republicans. The fact that 3% of Republicans think any of those things is a little bit crazy to me too, though. So, and then they go into different types of punishment. And, wait. And also, in addition, I forgot this part. In addition, when prompted with, if President Trump is found guilty of crimes associated with attempting to overturn the 2020 election, do you think members of the media who also allege that fraud tainted the election results should be criminally punished as well? Now, First Amendment, do they know what the First Amendment is? 48% of voters responded yes, 33% said no, 19% responded not sure, 57% of Democrats responded yes, compared to 43% of Republicans. Now, I understand maybe why Republicans don't feel like they have, what the hell was I going to say? It's just crazy. This is crazy. I'm sorry. Anyway, if you want to look at the whole poll, it'll be in the links. Okay, I got to go fast here. Okay, now, I said I was going to just do headlines. Nolte report says Hunter is a loose speedball on Joe's sinking USS election. Wednesday, while defying a legal congressional subpoena, Hunter Biden decided to hold a news conference in the White House re-election team was not happy. Hunter's new strategy has caused tension between his team and the White House. Top aides to President Biden originally drafted the plan to largely not respond to attacks and conservative media coverage. A risk-averse approach to avoiding giving stories more oxygen. Now, but Hunter's team ultimately wasn't satisfied. The media coverage didn't die down. His team came to believe that his lack of response was alienating potential Democratic allies and hurting his father politically. So he decided to keep running his mouth, and now the White House is not happy with him. Anyway, hi, Brett Hayes. How many responded? Why do you ask, comrade? Yeah, that's probably a good question. All right. I have to do lightning round because I want to get to the questions if there are any. DOJ prosecutor accused of protecting Joe and Hunter Biden departure post. Federal prosecutor accused of protecting Joe Biden and his son Hunter Biden is no longer with the Department of Justice. A source familiar confirmed to the Daily Caller. So again, familiar to the story. IRS whistleblowers Gary Shapley and Joseph Ziegler have accused Assistant U.S. Attorney for District of Delaware, Leslie Wolf, of preventing a search of Joe Biden's guest residence and stonewalling a planned search of Hunter Biden's. So she's no longer with the department now. That's interesting. There's a lot more in the story, but now they're going to probably try to check for her forwarding address and emails and stuff like that. But of course, they have the FISA warrant. So that's if the government's doing it. Somebody's got to investigate her. All right. In the Daily Caller, IRS whistleblower unable to verify loans White House claims Joe Biden sent to family members, according to testimony. Remember, they said that these people were making payments to Joe Biden because they were paying back loans. Well, the whistleblowers have been unable to identify those loans. So, especially that $7,000 car note that Hunter Biden, as soon as he got paid, sent Joe Biden a check from his company, not from his personal account, to pay back the loan on the car. The loan, you know what we're saying? Breitbart, White House evolving on rhetoric of, this is a story just showing how the language has changed on whether or not Joe Biden was involved in his son's business. On Thursday, on CNN this morning, White House spokesman for oversight and investigations, Ian Sams, reported to a question on Hunter Biden, stating that President Joe Biden had no financial involvement in Hunter's business, and how that's different from the prior claim that the president didn't talk about the business and wasn't involved. So you see the difference there? They were talking, let's see, again, originally it was he had, now the new line is he had no financial involvement with Hunter's businesses. And they've gone from that to he was not in business with his son. And then before that, it was I never talked to his business partners, and they have plenty of evidence of that. So the story is just evolving. And so he's doing his best John Lovett, or they're doing their best John Lovett imitations. Now, there's an article in Federalist that I have popped that'll be in the tabs. Did Joe Biden know Hunter would violate Republicans' congressional subpoena? The White House says yes, which is interesting. He went to Congress, did a little presser outside in front of Congress, and then blew the committee off that was going to do the closed door deposition. So who knows why he said that, but. The White House admitted Wednesday that President Joe Biden was familiar with his son's plan to violate the congressional subpoena. The moment came during a White House press conference in which Fox News' Peter Doocy asked Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre about Hunter's refusal to abide by a House Republican subpoena. By subpoenaing the younger Biden, House Republicans sought to compel him to sit for a closed-door deposition hearing where they could dig into Joe's leading role in the Biden family business. And so apparently they knew about it. They knew that he was going to blow them off, which is interesting because there's going to be an attempt to maybe cite him for contempt, which probably will never work. Or even if they do, he'll just play Eric Holder and not care. But we'll see what happens. Let's see. Legal insurrection. New York Appeals Court denies Trump request to overturn the gag order in the New York City civil trial. Let's see. Here, the gravity and potential harm is small, given that the gag order is narrow, limited, and prohibiting solely statements that regarding the court's staff. So, while they denied the, while they denied the request to overturn the gag order, they did narrow it somewhat. I don't know how exactly. Yeah, we talked about this yesterday. Congress approves extension of warrantless surveillance as part of the defense policy bill. Here's a little more detailed article in Legal Insurrection. In the Daily Wire, Chris Cuomo, you got to go, if you get a chance, on X, the app formerly known as Twitter, look up Chris Cuomo. He did a little soliloquy on watching the 47-minute film of footage from the October 7th attack in Israel. And after watching it, he's and I don't know if his tune was ever solid either for Gaza or for Israel, but after watching it, he said, you know what? They're doing what they need to do. And he's surprised that they're not doing more, which is interesting. Daily Caller, Tucker Carlson's new media company trolls corporate media outlets right outside of their headquarters. Did you know Tucker Carlson has a new media company? It's Tucker Carlson Network, and he's been bringing plenty of money, and now he decided to troll them outside their networks. Let's see. Oh, he trolled the corporate media Thursday with billboards on wheels. Photographs posted by TCN, which is the Tucker Carlson Network, show a truck consisting of the advertisements for the new network parked out in front of several corporate media headquarters, including CNN, the Washington Post, and the New York Times. The advertisement shows a photograph of Carlson with the words, "Corporate media is dead." All right, I'm dragging. Hello, Jay Pylon's in the house. Nice to see you, my man. Oh, what the hell? There we go. Yeah! What is going on here? It's not working. Oh, there we go. Jay, dropping a deuce in the tip jar through YouTube Super Chats. Thank you very much. And he says, the king has no clothes. Damn right he doesn't. Except a lot of people are noticing. In fact, it's almost as though sometimes the Democrats are trying to highlight that he has no clothes. All right. Headlines only. CNN Oliver Darcy blasts his own network over Vivek Ramaswamy town hall. He is, oh my God. CNN, now you know who Oliver Darcy is. He's the little weasel looking fucker that used to hang out with Brian Stelter. CNN media reporter Oliver Darcy blasted his own network for, quote, legitimizing, end quote, Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy and his dangerous lies by giving him a platform at a town hall. So he's supposed to be, this is CNN, right? He's a senior reporter. And he's publicly complaining about CNN doing a town hall with a presidential candidate. What an asshole. Maybe, and they've been doing town halls with all the candidates. So just shut up and let them do it, dickhead. Also in the Pulse, Chris Cuomo did an interview with a YouTuber that has Tourette's syndrome, and apparently he couldn't stop laughing. I haven't seen this. How long is this?
Do things like that. I've had parents reach out to me asking me, oh, my son's coming home with a girlfriend and his girlfriend has Tourette's syndrome. So, and then I also get very evil people that would comment and say, like, go fuck yourself, Chris, lick your baby weenie, blam up your ass, butter your own biscuit, fat ass. that have told me that my parents deserve to die in a car accident because I'm faking my condition.
Oh, look at him
or
trying to
people
cover
have
it up
told me
now. He
that,
started laughing,
like, I
and
could
then
have the police on
he
my
had to stop himself. Did you see that? Watch.
Self, Chris, little baby weenie, blame up your ass, butter your own biscuit, fat ass. That have told me that my parents deserve to die.
He's trying to stay serious.
Because
Oh,
I'm faking
Chris.
my condition, or people have told me that, like, I've had to have the police on.
Okay, I'm curious. I mean, it can be funny. It is, but you know, Chris is supposed to be a professional, and I never know. I never know. Whenever I see YouTubers like this, if this is an elaborate act or if they actually have Tourette's. So he's regretting setting up that interview now. Well, he does it on News Nation, so it's not like he's, they can get away with a little swearing here and there, but still, it's wild. Yeah, Fredo's back. Balin Dupree, is that her name? I don't know. Anyway, one thing about Chris Cuomo, though, since he's been gone from CNN, he has been much freer, so to speak. And, got a cramp in my leg. Bad cramp. Oh, shit, what the fuck? That was terrible. I just straightened out my leg really fast. He has been, there's an obvious change in his demeanor. And when he, for example, he had, I think he did a thing with Tucker Carlson, and they were talking, and they were just going back and forth. And in his interviews with people, like news people, he just seems so relaxed, and he asks questions that he never would ask when he was on CNN, because CNN, had a agenda, and it's interesting. He seems more truthful too, so it's kind of wild. Anyway. All right, I'm running out of time. Headlines. In the human events, 200 countries agree to drop fossil fuel use at Dubai Climate Summit at that, was it the COP28 or whatever? The climate change conference concluded Wednesday in Dubai, and they almost didn't have an agreement when they were done, but they ended up having one. Hello, Jethro Hetto and Andrew Thorson, by the way, and Jen T. Maxey. I have a terrible cramp in the back of my leg, and it's killing me. Oh, my God, it hurts so bad. So, according to Reuters, the deal was meant to send a powerful message to investors and policymakers that the world is united in its desire to break with fossil fuels, something scientists say is the last best hope to stave off a climate catastrophe. Because remember, the head of the conference said there's no scientific evidence that this is going to be a disaster. So anyway, Balin's really true? Truly, she's entertaining regardless, and it's true. Okay, well, I don't know. I've never seen her before. All right, Washington Free Beacon, Biden finally built an electric vehicle charging station, and nobody's used it. So they have this taxpayer-funded EV station to show how Bidenomics is delivering for America, and the inaugural station, which opened in December 8th, 2 years after the administration allotted $7.5 billion to build electric vehicle charging stations across the country. It's located in London, Ohio, a small town situated just southwest of Columbus. The station features an Arby's, a Cinnabon, and plenty of merchandise for truckers. It also features no users. At about 10:30 a.m. on Tuesday, nobody was using the chargers. Inside Climate News reported after visiting the station, the Biden administration has centered its modern American industrial strategy. So anyway, I'm not even going to read anymore. They finally, after $7.5 billion allocated to build electric charging stations, they build one in London, Ohio, and it's not being used. So great, which is weird. They have, that is weird. The inaugural station, which opened in December. So is it like a C-store with electric charging vehicle chargers? Like, why is it featuring Arby's, a Cinnabon, and plenty of merchandise for truckers, and nobody's using it? Well, you got to have an electric car to use it, right? It won't fill up my F-150. So I'm not using it. Breitbart, Latino Democrat, touts migrants as their constituents. This is a dumbass. We are here to protect immigration as it is. You mean the illegal ones? Representative Nanette Barragan, a Democrat from California, told an audience of legislators, activists, and media at a December 13th rally beside the Capitol. They called on President Biden to deny any significant concessions to GOP negotiators in the debate over his demand for $14 billion in emergency funds to accelerate and hide his migration flood and funds for wartime aid for Israel and Ukraine. So she thinks of these illegal immigrants as her constituents. Great. That's just effing great. Oh, remember Colony Ridge down in Texas? The land development, residential development for illegal immigrants. Apparently they've been awarded $16 million in taxpayers' funds to the company with ties to the developer and the leadership. Developers of Colony Ridge, a controversial Texas community that has become a magnet for illegal immigrants, have used a powerful local government board to award more than $16 million in taxpayer dollars to a private paving company with direct connections to the family members, raising concerns about whether the board members have benefited from their positions. Okay. it's why are you even wondering? They must have. Legal insurrection, video showing tens of thousands of migrants in Mexico trying to catch a train to the border. And that's this video. They're trying to... Here, let's move to the middle. Well, they're not trying to catch it too hard. Train's going a little fast. But look at all these migrants on the side of the tracks, though. And why do they stop there? Oh, no, there's more. They're all got thumbs up like they're trying to hitchhike onto a train. Well, okay, that's not going to go. All right, enough of that. PJ Media. Oh, Mayor Johnson of Chicago wants to camp illegals on a toxic waste dump. Last month, Johnson chose a drab 16-acre lot in the southeastern part of the city as a location to build a tent city to house 2,000 illegal aliens. The money came from the state, and the only stipulation was that the city perform environmental testing. Well, the city testing of the site found a toxic stew of poisons, including mercury, arsenic, lead, manganese, and chemicals used in PVC. Not to worry, said Johnson. Most of the worst poisons have been removed, and the site was now ready for human habitation. Oh, God. Oh, he is a nightmare. I'm nightmare. Oh, no pun intended. He sucks. Federalist, awkward. Hunter Biden's defense invokes gun rights ruling 19 times after Joe called it unconstitutional. That's awkward. Whole story in Federalist, Daily Caller. Kyle Rittenhouse tells Tucker that the NRA didn't help him after the Kenosha incident. That's interesting. He revealed Thursday to the Daily Caller co-founder Tucker Carlson that the National Rifle Association refused to touch his previous case regarding the murder charges, claiming they didn't want to help with either the civil or criminal lawsuits. Yeah, it's not necessarily their job to do that, although they could have probably come in as experts and talking about self-defense, but he did okay. He got the jury to do the right thing, and now he's fighting some civil cases against him, and you'll start hearing more about those soon. But I think he has been collecting GoFundMe or whatever to take care of that. Hello, number one. At the University of Wisconsin. The University of Wisconsin system accepted an $800 million deal with the state legislature on Wednesday that requires them to slash their diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts. They did. They did. The UW Board of Regents recently voted 9-8 against the deal that would give the university system $800 million for new infrastructure and employee pay raises in exchange for freezing the total number of DEI positions in the system. The board later reversed the decision and voted 11-6 in favor of the deal, which also orders the system to stop requiring diversity statements on student applications and will require UW-Madison to end a race-based hiring program. So, it's forced them to get rid of the quota system, and they get an $800 million deal out of it. So win-win, I guess. This Virginia board member sworn in on a stack of porn. So this has to do with some of the so-called book bans, I think. A Virginia school board member was sworn into office Wednesday on a stack of porn because this is 2024 America. Well, not quite, but anyway, where such things have become not only commonplace but laughable. Her name is Carl. Oh, his name is Carl Frisch, and he's the newest member of the Fairfax County School Board in Fairfax, Virginia. If that rings a bell, it might be because it's the same hard left school board that got caught withholding National Merit Awards from students last year for equity. Or it could be because they shucked out nearly $500,000 in taxpayer cash to promote equal outcomes for every student without exception, regardless of their actual achievement, grades, or worth ethics. So, and so this school board member, let's see. The book. Oh, here it is. Oh, I was correct. The books which Frisch brought with him for his swearing in included The Perks of Being a Wallflower, Lawn Boy, All Boys Aren't Blue, Genderqueer, and Flamer. To be clear, parents have actually had their mics cut at school board meetings while trying to read excerpts from these books, which include images and references to oral sex between males, orgies, masturbation, and pedophilia. So yeah, they don't want, he swore himself in on those books. How isn't he special? Isn't he fucking special? All right, real quick. Thank you, David Gershwin. How you doing, man? Nice to have you here. Thank you for dropping a small bullet in the tip jar. And you are the Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. David Gershwin. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta have some music. Hang on. Let me put some music on here. There we go. Gotta have a little funk. It's Funky Friday. Damien Gershwin says, "Good morning, P-Dog and chat. P-Dog, if you ever start streaming on Twitch, please stream the video game Joust from 1982. Also, Smash TV and Maniac Mansion and Twisted Metal 2. I think you'd enjoy them. Then I can give you my free Amazon Prime sub." Well, that would be cool. Look, that game Joust from 1982, I loved that game in 1982, and I still like the game. It's a good game. It was one of those. What do you call? What? There's a name for that. Is that like a gravity game or something like that? I don't know what they call them, but it was a good game. Not easy either. Anyway, all right. Thank you, Damien Gershwin. It's still a good game too. All right, finally. The first Satanic Temple Kids Club comes to a Memphis elementary school. What? The Satanic Temple plans to launch its first after-school program in Tennessee at an elementary school just outside of Memphis come January, a development that sparked widespread controversy within the community. Okay, they're trolling. They're trolling like a motherfucker. But yeah, so they're going to have the Satan Club. After School Satan Club is coming to Tennessee. It just sounds stupid. Hey kids, do you want to join the Satan Club? Okay, we're all gonna die. Republicans introduced plan to verify U.S. citizenship for mail-in voters. Oh yeah, they're gonna try to reel in the mail-in voting bullshit. It doesn't matter if Okay, here it is. Republicans look, Democrats are not going to go for this because Democrats do not want you to have secure voting. They want to be able to cheat as much as they want. They want as many dead people as they can. They don't want anyone with IDs. They can have someone coming in with your own fake IDs, and you can come in there and they're not going to check if it's really you. Here it is. This week, Britain fellow Republicans introduced the Citizens Ballot Protection Act, which would give states the ability to more securely more accurately verify that only American citizens are being approved for voter registrations. In my state, you're automatically registered to vote when you get your driver's license or get a state ID. But you don't have to be a citizen to be a state ID. So who knows? I don't know how they differentiate between non-citizens and citizens who are eligible to vote, even if you're an immigrant and you're not, you haven't been naturalized yet. But your ID is your voting registration. I have no idea how that works, man. I have no idea. Anyway. So fat chance that's going to happen. And there's a accompanying article. Poll, Donald Trump trounces Joe Biden in 7 swing states heading into the election. This is a interactive poll in Wisconsin, Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Nevada, and North Carolina. He leads Biden in all those polls, despite him being indicted. So there you go. PJ Media. Some Democrats think Kamala Harris deserves a second look. No, it's not a joke. Stop laughing. Biden's poll numbers, as Biden see, I think Kamala Harris and I start thinking polls as opposed to polls. As Biden's poll numbers continue to drop and his approval ratings head for Titanic territory, some Democrats are making the argument that the only alternative to Biden candidacy that won't blow up in the party is for Biden to anoint Vice President Kamala Harris as her heir apparent and ride off into the sunset. Yeah, no. I'm thinking that song. No. You know what song I'm talking about? You know to do the shimmy like I do. That's whatever song that is. No. I don't think, Democrats don't want her at all. And that's why Gavin Newsom is blabbing his mouth constantly on the internet right now. Because he thinks that Biden ain't going to be it, and he will be. All right, let's see. Now, George Santos, right? George Santos, the disgraced congressman who's just he's the lying guy, and they booted him from Congress. Well, they have a new candidate in the Republican district that George Santos is from, and her name is Maisie Melissa Phillip, or Phillip. Is he Filipino? Meet the totally badass Republican mom of 7 running for that Santos seat. Maisie Melissa Phillip is not your typical Long Island Republican. She is not, in fact, your typical anything. Currently serving as Nassau County legislator from Great Neck, Phillip has been nominated by local Republicans to run in the February 13th special election to fill the congressional seat vacated earlier this month when the House voted to oust serial fabulist George Santos. Phillip might not bring much legislative experience to what expected to be a tight race, but she does bring the badassery. Oh, no, here she is. Here she is with some guns. Long Island Republican State Grillo, a Queens GOP leader who referred to himself as the Republican Messiah, is too extreme. There's always Maisie Melissa Phillip, an Orthodox Ethiopian Jew who seems to be obsessed with Israel and not with Westbury, Meola, or Glen Cove, or Roslyn, or Manhasset. So they're claiming she's too concerned about Israel than her own country. That's a meme they try to push on Jewish people who run for Congress. So Anyway, there you go. We'll see how Maisie does. I only have 2 left. I'm almost done. And then question and answer. Ohio bill banning trans surgeries. Head to the governor's desk. The Ohio Senate passed legislation on Wednesday that would protect children from transgender surgeries and ban males from competing in women's sports, sending the bill to the desk of Republican Governor Mike DeWine. Now, is Mike DeWine going to puss out on this? The Senate passed the bill to 24-0, with all but one Republican voting on the measure. The bill would have banned surgeries such as double mastectomies on girls who identify as boys and other genital procedures taken. Wait a minute. I totally got lost here. It also bans prescription for puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones for children, though the bill contains an exception for kids already on the medication. Cross-sex hormones and puberty blockers have been associated with numerous health risks. So good on Ohio. Now, let's see if Mike DeWine signs it. That'll be the test. And finally, PJ Media, the last one I have open here. The real reasons why so many Americans, university students, hate Israel. And I'm going to just let you read that one yourself because I'm so far behind today. And I want to get to the question and answers, section. So all these links, all these articles will be in a single one-tab link at the end of the show, in the chat, and also in the description on both Rumble and YouTube. Sorry, but Riley Gaines is the only clear girl boss I've seen at the moment. Okay. Yeah, Riley Gaines is doing the Lord's work. All right, here we go. I want to get into the question and answer section here, which I have not done yet. Let's open this up. What does this say? And I'll keep the chat open so that I can pay attention to anything pops up over there. Here we go. The question section. Is there anything in it? Ask me. Oh my gosh, it is. Okay, here's the question section. A lot of AD, a lot of Lord Stanhope. I appreciate that, and I'm gonna fly through these today because I'm way over time. Something about this is one's covered up for some reason. I don't know. I can't see the top because it doesn't. I want to hide this thing, but I don't think I can. It says, "What happened to my Thursday? I went to sleep Wednesday night, and the next thing I know, it was Friday morning. What did I do yesterday?" Well, you did watch my show yesterday, and that's about all I know because I'm not your stalker. Avocados Diablo, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you that it is Ice Shack horse season? Well, let me answer that. Now, it's almost ice fishing season, but the problem is while the lakes did freeze at one point, it has been unseasonably warm for the last couple of days, and I don't ice fish. The only time I ice fish is the rare time when we have the family ice fishing tournament at Aunt Mary's house, and because she lives on a lake, and we always end up going over every year. Although one of the cousins, these are my wife's cousins, caught a fish. The only catch, the only one in 2 years that anyone's caught, it was this big. It was literally a 4-inch fish. So he won the ice fishing contest with a single 9-gram fish. All right. If you could buy any food stuff, what would it be and why? Well, what was stopping me from buying any food stuff? That's my question. You know what I'm saying? And when you say food stuff, are you saying like staple or whatever, like a big bag of rice, or what do you mean? If you could buy any food stuff, like if I only had a choice of one, I don't know, maybe a big bag of rice. Okay, and these are all Avocados Diablo. I'll tell you when it's somebody else. Let's see. On a scale of 1 to 10, how? Wait, which would work? Oh, I see. Which would work better, a chipmunk or squirrel pickpocketing ring? Which would be easier to train? Or should I just diversify my workforce and try both? I think squirrels are much better at climbing things. And so a squirrel could be hiding on a tree and then hang by its tail and pickpocket you. So I would say the squirrel pickpocket. Chipmunks, they're on the ground. Okay, they don't reach crazy heights. In fact, you could have a flying squirrel pickpocket ring, and they could fly from another tree like 50, 80 feet away and just kind of fly by and do a drive-by pickpocketing. So there you go. I hope that answers your question. Next, and let's see, the last AD question for a moment. I got a new dog a week or so ago. His name is River. They asked me if I could guess why he was named that. My reply of his last owner died of a drug overdose. It just got me blank stares. That's not really a question, but it's a cute story. Lord Stanhope, thank you for asking the question. It says, is there any real difference between thong panties and a thong bikini? Layers. I'm going to leave it at that. Lord Stanhope, would you rather have a bare knuckle fight a dozen dusted skinheads, or B, have an intimate night with Lizzo? I would whoop those skinheads' asses. Okay, next. Lord Stanhope, what's less harmful? A, staring into Amy Schumer's crevice, or B, staring into a working in-use arc welder? Okay, so if I'm going to be completely honest, you won't go blind looking into Amy Schumer's crevice. You might throw up a couple times, but that's all. So I'm just saying. Avocados Diabli, if Cinderella's shoe fit her perfectly, why did it fall off in the first place? Because they needed the drama. God, that's so easy. Okay, Lord Stanhope, beef brisket, Texas style, or pulled pork, North Carolina style? I'm going to go with the brisket, just because pulled pork, pulled pork's not that hard to do. Brisket's hard to do right. And if someone gives you really good Texas style brisket, oh my God. I have a cousin who lives in Houston, and he's a barbecue aficionado. And he has a trail. He has it's like a barbecue trailer. Like it's an 18-foot smoker that has racks that rotate and all this stuff. I mean, he's serious, like, competition grill guy. And man, one time when we had a 4th of July party at my dad's house in Omaha, he brought up some brisket that was, it was just so amazing. I was blown away. And so, yeah, when I think Texas style brisket, I think of my cousin who does it in competitions. All right. Oh my God, look at all these questions. Okay, I gotta do this fast now because I'm really running out of time. Where am I? Brisket. Oh, there we go. AD says, why do we keep our garments in a suitcase and our suits in a garment bag? That's a really good question. That's one of those quirks of English that, there's more of them. But I don't have an answer other than, let's see, suitcase, yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. All right, Avocados Diabli, again, if the early bird has the advantage, why is patience a virtue? Well, it depends now. See, well, here's the other part though. Here's my saying, and I'm not even answering this, but I am going to give it a alternative saying that may apply here. Okay, here we go. The early bird catches the worm, but the second mouse gets the cheese. Yeah, see there. That's a new one you can throw on your friends somewhere else. Okay, now why do we call buildings? Why do we call them buildings when they're already built? Well, look, isn't it kind of like groundlings? Although you don't ground groundlings, but I don't know. It's like, it's a building. Like, you're building a building. That's, moving on. Lord Stanhope says you have a soda, coffee, beer, and liquor. You can only have one for the rest of your life. The other three will kill you. What do you pick? Well, okay, here's the thing though. Okay, probably coffee. I can live without soda and beer and liquor, and I can live without coffee, but I prefer that. But also, I could just drink water. Those aren't the only things I have like in my entire life, is it? Because the coffee, if you just make it weak, it's kind of like water anyway. All right, next. From Avocados Diabli, a man pushes his car until he reaches a hotel. When he arrives, he realizes he is bankrupt. What happened? Okay. He pushes his car until he reaches a hotel. When he arrives, he realizes he's bankrupt. What has happened? I don't know. Hello, Simic Magic. I don't know. These aren't real questions. I'm like, they're not quite. Anyway, Avocados Diabli, is this the last question? No, there's a few more, and then I'm done. Lord Stanhope, the Misfits or Sam Hain? Let's go Misfits. I'm not sure what that question means. Selected Boy. Hey, Selected Boy's here.
Yeah, boy.
I knew you were here before. How do you tell the difference between zircon and a diamond? I don't think zircon has the same reflections as diamonds, do they? I don't know. You can cut something with it. You can't cut things with zircon, can you? I don't know. I'm sure that people who do this for a living know when they look at it. I don't know. And finally, okay, tire. Now listen to me. All right. Special Can Acid. Ask. Oh, I missed this one. Selected Boy. Between outside fighting, inside fighting, counterpunching, which boxing style do you think is the best? That's so subjective. Mike Tyson in his prime was the best, because his was all movement. So and I didn't really realize this until I saw a video of him teaching somebody what he does. But his footwork was constant. He was always slipping. There's a name for the style too. He's not the one who originated the style, but he would constantly keep his head moving, and he'd constantly be moving side to side in a semicircle, or and so he would dodge punch, slip side to side, and use punches into the body. I don't know what the style's called, but he was really good at it when he first started out, and then he forgot that was his style for a couple fights, and it was anyway. And then Special Can Acid, Lightning or Cybertruck. Cybertruck, even though I would never buy either one of them, but if I was forced to have one because someone gave me one, I would do Cybertruck. Apparently the Lightning takes forever to charge and compared to the Cybertruck. So anyway, all right, two more. Tyler Alexander, what building has more than 1,000 stories? The library. Avocados Diabli, have you ever had an Arby's and then thought, hey, what would go well with this is a Cinnabon? Who thought that was a good idea? Okay, and that's it for questions, guys. I got to close it up. Ladies and gentlemen, we made it through a day without me falling asleep, although I was on the brink there a couple times. I am so damn tired. But Thank you so much for joining me today on the Morning Night Live. I am here Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern. Thanks for all the people who drop super chats and whatnot. Our superstar sponsors today, the tie between Damian Gershwin and Jimmy Das Hotep. Thank you guys. Also, thank you, Jay Pylon. And wait, was there one more? No, just those three. And yeah, just those. That was it. Okay, those three. Thanks, guys. And if you do me a favor, after you leave the stream, you can still share this. Share it with somebody and tell them, hey, you can do this. Wait, I always skips my first. What do you mean? What? I'm not sure what you mean by the first. I don't know what you mean. How dare I? How dare I what? The tie? I have no idea. Why is everyone mad at me in the chat? I didn't do anything. GDSOB, I did say hello to you. You just missed it. I did say, I remember distinctly. I stopped and said it in the middle of a sentence. Okay, I gotta go. Thanks, everybody. My name's Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Links in the chat and all that stuff. Bye. Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and thanks for watching today on the Dawg Knight Channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.